I can disclose that in the last 18 months, the National Cybersecurity Centre has shared information and assessments with 16 NATO allies and even more nations outside the alliance of Russian cyber activity in their countries. We have regularly provided technical knowledge to help our partners counter the threat.
Resilient, we will have our critical infrastructure.
But recent events demonstrate that our adversaries regard democratic elections as a key vulnerability of an open society. If cyber interference were to become commonplace, the danger is that authoritarian states would damage public confidence in the very fabric of democracy. We cannot afford to wait until one of our adversaries succeeds in changing the result of an election. So we must be crystal clear that any cyber operations designed to manipulate another country's electoral system and alter the result would breach international law and justify a proportionate response. Together, we possess options for responding to any attacks that fall below the threshold for Article 5, and we should be prepared to use them. Deciding to do nothing would be an important decision in itself, and the consequences could be escalatory. So the more we communicate our resolve to act, the more we lower the risk of miscalculation.
The situation is that I believe that the more and better protected.
Let's remember that throughout history, every new technology has created risks and hazards. The problems have often seemed daunting, the responses costly or uncertain. Yet so far, despite such challenges, we've always been equal to dealing with every advance. So it must prove this time, as we strengthen and adapt NATO's power of deterrence, our priceless asset, to meet the challenge of the cyber age.
Within NATO appear to be sympathetic to approving.
NATO is not immune. We register suspicious events against NATO cyber systems every day. And cyber threats will become more dangerous with the development of new technologies, such as artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep fakes. These technologies are fundamentally changing the nature of warfare, as much as the Industrial Revolution did. NATO is adapting to this new reality. NATO leaders have agreed that the cyber attack could trigger Article 5 of our founding treaty, where an attack against one ally is treated as an attack against us all. NATO has designated cyberspace as a military domain, alongside land, sea and air.
The more the enemies will focus on the.
So allies must be prepared to call out attacks. And when needed, we must be ready to use our cyber capabilities to fight an enemy.
Side of the situation. The other side situation is that I believe.
For deterrence to have full effect, potential attackers must know that we are not limited to respond in cyberspace when we are attacked in cyberspace. We can and will use the full range of capabilities at our disposal.
Of Russia and Mr. Putin and the expected success of populist.
NATO leaders will meet here in London on the 3rd and 4th of December. At this summit, bolstering our cyber defenses and resilience will be a top priority. That is why I have convened a meeting of national security advisors at NATO headquarters next week. This meeting will be the first of its kind for the alliance. It is a recognition that hybrid threats, including cyber threats, need a whole of government response.
Jens.